Good morning. Morning, guys. How's everyone doing? Welcome. Welcome to another stream. September 15th, Thursday. My camera keeps going in and out. It's weird. Thursday night football. Should be a good game tonight. What is it? Chiefs, Chargers? It's a good game. Having a bad week, Chris? It happens, man. I've had so many bad weeks. I've had bad weeks just last month. Middle of August was terrible for me. So, stick through it, man. You got to. Keep those losses small. Stick through it. Chef, what's going on, man? Long term, yeah, my long term's bad too. Everyone's long term is bad. You're not alone on that one, Adam. All right. So, good morning. How's everyone doing? Welcome to another stream. This is September 15th, Thursday. One more day until the weekend. Definitely excited for this weekend. Excited for football, man. I got a little bit of a DraftKings little addiction going on right now, so it's not good. But, $20, $30 a week. It makes it exciting at least. And I've had fun doing it. So I look forward to these games now, which is fun. Something to look forward to on the weekends. Especially the Giants, man. I don't know if I should be excited or if I'm just going to be terribly disappointed, but the Giants, there's some life. There's some life in there, which I'm happy about. So, all right. So, good morning, guys. Hope everyone's having a good day. Today, we're going to do our normal stuff, right? Today sucks. Tax day. I pay quarterly. Is it today? It is today, huh? Yeah, I pay quarterly too. It is today, Breadman. Shit. I just realized that. Yeah, I had to look at the schedule over here. Yeah, 9/15 quarterly taxes today. Don't forget to pay your taxes today if you pay quarterly. All right, so today we are just sort of opening slightly sideways. A little bit of downside here in the last hour and a half, 2 hours. And we saw yesterday we had a pretty silent day as expected, right? So we talked about this on the stream yesterday. We said after a big drop like we saw in CPI, and as we trade within this potential demand below, we could see a little bit of chop, a little bit of sideways action, and that is definitely what we saw yesterday. We had a clear rejection point and a clear support level. We just traded in a channel for pretty much the entire day. So today we have to see, do we stay in that channel or do we make a break to either side? That is basically what I'll be watching every single day from this point forward. Do we stay in this channel until next week, which is FOMC, which is Jerome Powell speaking on Wednesday? That's very possible as well. So do we see a quiet Thursday, quiet Friday, quiet Monday, Tuesday until that FOMC comes out? So that is what we will have to watch out for. Again, guys, I have scaled down my... I got a little aggressive on Tesla yesterday, I will say. I went a little bit bigger size on Tesla because Tesla was clearly an outperformer and clearly had some nice price action. But on the other trades that I took yesterday, very small size, low conviction as we trade in this channel. And I think that's the smart thing to do. It's about surviving, guys, especially during weeks that are chopping, which is very potential until next week. One of the major things that I talk about, to the chat, and I think I remember to myself because I've done it so many times, is when I lose money in a week that's gone basically sideways, I look back at the chart and I say, how the hell did you lose money in this sideways market? It didn't go anywhere. You didn't miss out on anything. The market barely moved, and you're still losing money, right? And that's just basically, you look back at that and say, we chopped sideways. I was trying to catch small moves within a chop zone, and I'm losing money hand over fist when the market's not moving, all right? And that's the worst. I hate that, and that's something that I've tried to take out of my trading totally, is when I see a market that's potentially ranging without much volatility, within a sort of a range, I try to scale down, protect myself, because I know in the future there will be bigger moves. So that's still my mindset here today. We'll see if that changes. That was definitely my mindset yesterday. I'm going to come into today with that same mindset. So let's go ahead and get started. 15th economic earnings calendar. I don't think we have much on the earnings side of things, so I'm just going to skip that. Economic calendar, we'll pull that up. Here it is. So economic calendar, today we have jobless claims, retail sales. I'm not sure. I mean, we'll see if there's some movement off this, but maybe this could sort of help us out of this channel, but we have jobless claims, retail sales, 8:30 this morning, so we'll see how that reacts. Later on in the day, nothing major. Tomorrow, we have some consumer inflation expectations. We'll see how that sort of affects the market. The big one is here on Wednesday. Here is your FOMC, Federal Reserve statement. This is here's your expectation, or here's your previous, no expectation yet here. And then Fed Chair Jerome Powell will be speaking at 2:30. So this is big. This is what I think the market is waiting for. This is next Wednesday. I would assume this is your next major market moving event here. So until then, you have some other stuff. You got retail sales, you have inflation expectations. That's today and tomorrow. But the big one is next week, right here, guys. Federal Reserve statement, Fed Chair Jerome Powell, 2 and 2:30. All right. So that's that. Tesla outperformance. We'll go ahead and take a look at Tesla today. It's been clearly outperforming. I don't know why, to be honest. I've just been watching the price action. It's been clearly stronger than everything else. On Tuesday, if you guys, I think we talked about this, it traded sideways the entire day, even after that CPI drop. Every other tech stock was down significantly intraday. Tesla was sideways intraday. So some major buying going on there on Tesla, and you saw that continuation yesterday. So something is going on in Tesla that I am not unsure about. I don't know if it's just strength in, I don't know if it's, if it's just strength in the EV sector. That could be what it is. That's possibly what it is. So yeah, very strong Tesla. Netflix had some news yesterday about their expectations about how many people they expect to have on their ad platform. You guys know Netflix is creating a free Netflix membership where you have to watch ads. They had an expectation of, I think, 40 million subscribers there. So that definitely shot Netflix up. It's continuing here this morning, and we will take a look at that. Meta was very nice downside, like we talked about in the pre-market live stream. I missed this trade. It was a little bit painful to miss it. I was actually in the position. I got stopped out, kept my loss pretty small, and then obviously after getting out, you guys saw the downside come in. So that just happens to me all the time, guys. Can't complain about it. Can't worry about it. Always another opportunity. But Meta downside, I would continue to watch this downside. Nvidia, Google, some nice rejections I want to show you. Airbnb, very nice upside on Airbnb yesterday. A little bit of travel strength on some travel names, and Airbnb is the top gainer on my watch list this morning. Yeah, up $5.5 per share, it says. Is that correct? That's not correct. I don't know why it says that, because the bid ask is the same as yesterday's close. Let me see this. Yeah, so my watch list says 5.5 on the mark, but yeah, I don't know why it says that. That's incorrect, it looks like. But regardless, Airbnb, nice strength yesterday. We'll take a look at that. Apple, big must-hold level. Solar stock staying hot. Enphase, FSLR, big time strength on those. And then Coinbase. I want to show you guys this gap fill that it held. So that's the schedule for today. We can also review maybe that Tesla trade I took yesterday. If you want to see the Tesla trade that I took, it's on my Instagram. Make sure to go ahead and follow that, guys. It's down below on the left side of your screen. You guys can see the little Instagram tag as well as Twitter. Make sure to follow me on those, guys. I post trades. I post, I keep you guys updated on there about what I'm doing and, overall market news and technicals. So make sure to follow their Instagram and Twitter. All right, let's get started. Nasdaq. Let's go 4 hour. And let's just get an idea of where we held yesterday. So 4 hour, let's delete this. These are some shorter term lines. We'll look at those in a second. But 4 hour, you guys know we've been sort of monitoring this demand below. This is this entire zone right here. This zone between 11,920 and 12,250, I think is going to be a chop fest. I think it's going to be a really difficult level for the market to, pick a direction through. I think it's going to be difficult to trade in, right? As long as we're in between this zone, I think the market's going to be very choppy, very volatile in this zone. And if you are not on your A game, you will get chopped alive in this area. So you guys saw it yesterday. It was a very choppy day. It was very volatile. It was not there was no clear direction yesterday. And I expect that to continue if we are trading within this green zone. Anywhere between 11,920, which is the lows here about in July, to the highs here, this little double top high, and you can see that's around 12,250. Right here, you can see that exact high around 12,250, and I just want to show you real quick. If I go to the 5-minute chart, look at what we did yesterday. All right, look at 12,250 yesterday. Rejection, 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 rejection. All at 12,250. This is yesterday. This is a little bit after hours. This is pre-market. So 12,250, if I go back, you can see on the 4 hour, is the high right here, and you can see that was respected yesterday. So anywhere between this 250 and maybe you can call it 11,920, 12,000, it's going to be an interesting area, which you have to be cautious in. So let's see what happens there. We definitely held up some yesterday. We saw some demand step in there yesterday. We go to the 30-minute chart. We'll look at this a little bit shorter term. Here's the 30-minute, and you guys can see this is your zone. This is your green zone that I was referring to. We held in there pretty nicely, right? This is that little low. I'm going to go ahead and delete the zone right now. Just remember it's this 250 to 920. I'm going to delete that. But you can see around this 12,100 yesterday, we had 6 attempts to break that 12,100 yesterday, and we did not lose it. So today, you can actually look at this, and it actually can give you, it can create somewhat of a clear game plan. So if we look at this 30-minute chart, guys, on the Nasdaq, this is Tuesday, this is yesterday. Our game plan here is pretty clear, right? You have your 12,100 and you have your 12,250 in the short term. This is your short-term channel that was created yesterday. So what are you looking for, right? You're either looking for, maybe you want to trade the channel, right? You can trade the channel if you think it continues to trade in there. Buy the 12.1, sell it into 12.250. You can continue to look for that, right? That could be one type of trade you look for. Or if you don't like to trade in channels, let's say you want to leave the channel alone. Let's say you have no interest. Look for the breaks, right? Look for the break. Look for the retests. Break and retest, right? Break, retest, turn it into a rejection. Look for that downside move. So you do have a pretty defined area on the market, which I do like, because I know that if we break above 12,250 and we hold it as support, I could probably look for continuation. If we break 12.1 and we turn it into a rejection point, then I can probably look for a continuation to the downside. So that I do like about, the market in this channel. I have to be cautious in between here, right? I have to be cautious as we trade in between it. I can't be buying puts as we get into 12,100 because I could get stuck in something like this. And I cannot be buying calls as we approach 12,250 because I could get stuck in something like this, right? So I don't want to get too aggressive to look for breakouts or breakdowns until we get the retest, right? That's how I play this. I wait for it to actually break. I wait for it to actually show me that it wants to break. Then I look to see if we can get some fake buying or some weak bulls back into 12,100, and then I can sell into that. Same thing on the upside, right? You break it, you look for that little pullback, you get in off this little retest, and then you get off that, that continuation. So that's how I would play this, right? I would just watch 12,250, 11 or 12,100. That's your little channel today. What is that? That's about a 150 point range on the Nasdaq. That would be what I have on my charts, guys, today for short-term analysis. ES, same exact thing, guys. Same exact thing. 4-hour chart. It held the demand zone that we talked about. I'm going to delete these little lines here. Delete that, delete that, delete that. Here's your 4-hour. You guys can see very clearly you have that uptrend, which is still intact. And then you have your little zone here between 38.85 and around that 39.45. You have the previous highs here, 39.45. You have the previous support here, 39.45. You have the previous support down here around 38.85. Excuse me. And then we know the zone is there, right? So look what happened yesterday. We go to the 5-minute chart. Look at yesterday, guys. Look at where the ES held up. The ES held up right there at that 45 level. Look how many times you found support. You found support. Once again, once again, once again, once again. You slipped through it here late day yesterday, but you shot straight back up. So there is definitely buying going on in this zone, right? And you have to be cautious of that. This is not an easy zone to play downside through because you can see all these potential, all the bounces that have already shown us, right? If you start getting aggressive here, I'm sure many people got stuck in this move yesterday. This is a little bit of a nasty move here, right? Because you see the breakdown. You're like, all right, here we go, right? Here's our break. Here's our downside break. We're breaking 45. Let's get into some SPX puts or something like that. Let's buy some SPY puts here. Maybe you scalped it, so good on you to scalp it and get out. But if, someone that held a little bit too long here, and then you get this move into end of day, and then you see that continuation. So It's not an easy area, right? Do not feel, if you did get caught up here, I would not be too hard on yourself. This is a fake out, right? This is going to happen in the market. This is just the market that we work with, right? That's what happens. So I really have no interest in exposing myself to shorts through this just yet. Just looking at what happened yesterday, I really don't want to be someone that, goes heavy on a short under 45 and then sees just an insane bounce, which you have seen in this market. I mean, look at this one, guys. This one's literally just V-shaped right out of it. So you start shorting into 45. If you hold a little bit too long, I mean, that's just an ugly loss. So demand down below is clearly there, and you cannot forget about that. I know the market's weak. I know everyone wants to, the market's dying, everything's dead. I understand the I understand the want to, sell this thing off, but you just got to be careful down here because there's some buying going on. So 39.45. Let's go ahead and get our channel for the day. This is what I would watch. I would watch 39.45 up into probably around that 39.80. This is your channel that looks to have been built. You guys can see right here. It's just about a 35-point range, 40-point range. It's not easy. It's not easy because you just don't quite know how far this can go down, and you also don't quite know how far this can actually break to the upside. So just be cautious around here, 39.80, 39.45. That's your channel. If you do break the 39.80, you probably can see 4,000, right? You can probably see 4,000 right in there. That would be my next assumption. If you can actually get some type of move, I would expect us to maybe test that psychological level. That's that previous low right there, right? So if you can see something like this, maybe a little 39.80 hold, something like that right there, maybe a little 39.80 support starts to come in intraday. Maybe you can get that 4,000 push. But guys, again, yesterday, the next coming days, be careful marrying your positions. I would take profits. I would scalp. If you get a nice move, take that profit, scale out, take the cash flow out of your position. That's what I would do. So 39.80, 39.45. If you get upside, maybe 4,000. And those downside levels are going to be tough. That's the unknown for me right now. I don't know exactly, right, where this moves down to in this zone. It's a little bit messy. It's very messy, actually, right? You have a little bit of double top around that 45. Then you have a little top here around 20, 39.20. You got a little top here around 39.10, right? You got some bottoms here around 39.10. This low yesterday was 39.30. So it's not an easy area by any means. So just be cautious within this green zone below. All right. YM, Dow Jones. This one's a little bit more clear, right? You can see the 31,000 support that is pretty solid and has been pretty solid. So if we go to the 30-minute chart, you guys can see right here, this is the 30-minute, and the 31,000 level is pretty much your end-all, be-all level here. You can clearly see 31,000 here, 31,000 here, right? If you can get a break and a hold below 31,000, then it's a little bit more clear for downside because it looks like 31,000 is that level. So watch 31,000 on Dow. Upside rejections are clear right around this 31.4. So about a 400-point range in the Dow. 31.4 to 31,000. This is the level I'd watch. If I could zoom in, if Thinkorswim would let me, which it does not sometimes. You guys have to ever do that? You have to draw a little line so that it lets you zoom in. I don't know why it does this. But 31.4, 31,000. If you do get the 31.4 break, watch these lows right here. 31.6. All right. Russell, same exact thing, same channel, right? You can see there is definitely demand below on Russell, so be cautious of that. You can see the previous rejection, previous rejection, previous rejection, 1,840. And you can see we did some fake outs underneath it yesterday, right? This is dangerous, right? You saw a little bit of fake out under it, right? You got your this one's actually really nasty because look, you got your break, you got your retest, and you got your rejection. So if you shorted this, yeah, you got some nice downside move. Scalp and take your profits because look what returned right after that. So If you get your downside moves, just be cautious as you get them. Take your profits, right? Another little fake out here to the downside under that key level, and then a pop straight back up. So if you get some kind of downside move under 35, under 30 today, maybe you scalp out of it because it could just do something like this. All right, so just watch out for that. I would watch 1835, this whole general zone here. Maybe you even mark out some of these lows, 1825, and then to the upside. It looks like it's right around this 1850. That would be the level I'd watch, right around this 1850 on the Russell. You got don't worry about it, West Side. It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen. That's just nasty stuff, right? That is the game you play when you trade in a sideways, choppy, volatile market, right? If you are trading in chop, which you are now, let's say you got caught in it yesterday, right? Now you know. Now there's no reason, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, that's shame on me, right? So if you get fooled twice again here, knowing that the market's choppy, knowing that it's going to potentially bounce off demand, and you get aggressive again on the short side and get trapped again, then that's just you not adapting to what the market's doing, simply. So be careful there. A lot of chop, a lot of volatility. Watch these channels today, guys. If we actually get some continuation, then maybe, oh no, is it fool me once, shame on me? Fool me twice, shame on you? What is that? What is the saying? Something like that. You guys know what I'm trying to say. All right. So, fool me twice, you can't get fooled again. Yeah, that's from the what is that? Who sings that? Kendrick? Sorry, guys, I'm not big. Yeah, fool me twice. Can't get fooled again. Is that the George Bush saying that he has in the song? Right? Is that George Bush? Something like that. I don't know. All right, let's continue. The Who? I don't know if I've heard that. J. Cole? I don't listen to J. Cole. I don't listen to Kendrick. I don't listen to any of that. Don't get too mad at me. I listen to a lot of house music. I was gonna say J. Cole. I was actually going to, but I didn't want to. I went with I felt like I was gonna get roasted there either way, so I went Kendrick. Could have went J. Cole. But yeah. I was getting ready for a roast either way. I was setting myself up. All right, let's continue. Tesla. I used to listen to more like hip hop, more rap, like Juicy J days. Used to listen to Juicy J a lot. Used to listen to Young Thug in college. I listen to Nav still. I like Nav. I just can't stand the new rap. I can't stand like Lil Baby, and I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. Can't do it anymore. Juicy J used to be the guy. All right, Tesla. So really strong strength on Tesla yesterday. Big upside move, and the level we're watching today is 302. Right, 302. 302 is what we are watching, and I'll show you why. So right here, 3-6 Mafia, I love it. All right, so 302 is a level that held yesterday right here. You can see 302. You guys can see 302 turned into a rejection, and you can see 302 turned into a support, right? So you have 302, support, rejection, support, and you're coming right back into it today. So today, I would watch 302. That's the level to watch on Tesla. If we get under 302, right? If we get under 302, look for that rejection and look for that continuation to the downside, maybe into this 299 area, right at these previous lows. Right there. If you guys are in the Discord, you know what kind of music I like. You already know that. So bottom 299. If you break 302, I'd look for that 299 move. If you hold 302, then you're still in this channel, right? You're still in this channel, right? In between this 301, 305, right? You can see you have a previous low. If you hold 302 today, right? Let's say you look for that maybe that could be your trade today, right? You look for that Yeah, 302 bounce. You watch it. If let's say we open right now around 302, maybe look for that continuation off that low here, that pre-market low, and you also had support there back yesterday. So these are the levels I'm watching, guys. 302 to 305 on Tesla, and then if you break 302, I'm looking at 299. If you break 305, if you actually have another strong day on Tesla, which we don't want to count it out, but if you actually have another outperforming day on Tesla, above you have that 312 area, right? You have this channel high here around 312. 1, 2. If you can actually get another outperforming day, maybe you get that move into 312. All right? So watch out for that on Tesla. Nice channel to watch for today. Clean channel, easy to read, right? Between 302 and 305. That's what I would be watching. All right, let's go Netflix. Netflix has some news. Netflix news. You guys can, let me see if I can find it. It came out intraday yesterday. Where is it at? Oh, here it is. So, Netflix estimates ad-supported tier will reach 40 million viewers by late 2023. Shared projections for a dozen launch markets with ad buyers projects 13 million U.S. unique viewers on ad-supported services by Q3 2023. All right, so definitely, that's good for Netflix, right? The market loves the ad side of things. The market loves the ad revenue. That's like one of the major things that moves these stocks. So that's good for Netflix. We'll see if it can actually continue. It got an upgrade this morning from Evercore to $300 per share. So that's another potential catalyst there for Netflix. Obviously, it's going to depend on the market. A little bit of a gap up here on Netflix. You guys can see we got a gap up this morning. You guys can see this little low here, and this is where we close. So you have a little bit of a gap here. If I go to the 5-minute chart, below 228, I would say the gap starts to lose, right, under this 228 level, and then you sort of meet that gap right around this 225 level. So you have a gap here between 228 and 225. It's about call it $3-4 per share. If you hold this 228, maybe Netflix can continue, but let's go ahead and look at the longer-term analysis because there definitely is some levels to watch above. I know we got retail sales in a minute here. So if Netflix continues today, just keep an eye on that 235, guys. You have multiple rejections up here, rejections, a rejection here, and then you have that big drop. So if you do get continuation on Netflix today, 235 is the level to watch, and I would just watch this little gap. Right, so 228, if you bounce off that, watch for 225. If you get through it, maybe you play that downside to fill the gap. All right, let's go ahead and see what retail sales is doing. Let's see if there's any reaction to it. So right now, all right, do we have it? I don't see it yet. So we got retail sales at 8:30, jobless claims at 8:30. Don't have the data yet. Sometimes this is a little slow for me. It's probably there it is. Retail sales plus, okay, retail sales were better than expected. X autos minus 0.3. Huh. So that would assume that it's a lot of autos. If it's so it's up 0.3, X autos minus 0.3. Interesting. Business index minus 9.9 versus August 6.2. I got to be honest, guys, I'm not sure the Philly Fed September business index. I'm going to have to do an old Google search on this one. Monthly survey produced by the Federal Reserve Bank of America questions manufacturers on... Okay, so manufacturers on general business conditions. It's right here. Monthly survey produced by the Federal Reserve Bank on Philadelphia, which questions manufacturers on general business conditions. Jobless claims, minus 5K to 213,000. Survey was 225,000, so less jobless claims, which is potentially bullish for the market. Actually, I'm sorry. That would be a sign that the Federal Reserve, that the jobs market is okay. Better jobs market, more tightening for the Fed. We know that. If the jobs market is strong, that means the Fed can get more aggressive. So that's what you're seeing here. You got 213. Expectation was 225. So less jobless claims. We'll see if there's a move off that. It's typical. Jobless claims is typically not really moving this market lately. And then retail sales up versus consensus. So, yeah, I mean, nothing really here. Nothing really here. No, Fed's not going to cut rates. No way. How do you cut rates with inflation still going there? It's not going to happen. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think the market's expecting us to cut rates. Treasury yields are falling. I actually am interested in looking at... let's take a real quick look at the /ZQ. So the /ZQ for... Let's look at it for... Let's look at it for October. No, let's go December. So December /ZQ, you guys can obviously, you see this big drop on the /ZQ, right? This big drop, this means that the market is pricing in a higher interest rate hike, a Fed funds rate hike. This is what the market's pricing in. When the /ZQ goes down, that means that the market is pricing in a higher Fed funds rate. So if we go to our calculator here, what we would do in this situation is we would do 100 minus the /ZQ, which for December is 95.95. So as of right now, the market is pricing in a 4.05 Fed funds rate for December. And before CPI, it was 96.25. So if we go 100 minus 96.25, that's 3.75. So that would tell you, right? This would tell you that the market started to price in a 0.25 higher Fed funds rate by December. This move right here is the market pricing in a 0.25 higher Fed funds rate after CPI. Right? So that is what the /ZQ is showing you here. Okay? It's a good way to see what the market's pricing in for Fed funds. This is the Fed funds futures. All right, let's continue. Meta. 4-hour chart on Meta. Very ugly. That's what I'll say. Very ugly. You have your 4-hour channel, right? Big time for the last 3 months. Support. Once again. Support, what is that? 6 times at 155. Now look at what's going on now. Look at this break, guys. This is no joke, all right? This is a big break. So you got your break under this 4-hour channel for the last 4 months, and you can see the break that occurred. You got your break. You got your retest. I was talking about shorting Meta yesterday. I got in some shorts early morning, and I got faked out of it. Of course, that's what the market does. So I got into some shorts here off this 9 EMA. I believe this was a 9 EMA rejection. Got into some shorts, held it through this. A little bit of this, got this move, was looking real nice, and boom. So got faked out here. Obviously, I mean, I don't know who in their right mind would, I mean, if you're scalping, you got to have a stop loss here somewhere to get out. I was taking profits a little bit and got stopped out here. I mean, I guess you could just have sat in this and just, maybe put a stop at high a day if you wanted to give it more room. But, I had to get stopped out of this first trade, and then after that, I just didn't look at it again. But Meta, nice downside yesterday. Got stopped out at this little volatility early morning. And then you guys can see it continued, and we're still trading lower. So on the 4-hour chart, you can see as long as we are below 155, I would expect more weakness. As long as we are below this zone, I would expect more weakness on Meta. So if you do get some type of fake pop, I would look to short into it, right? If you see some kind of pop into 155, I would look to short into it. So that's what I'm watching on Meta. I'm hoping to see some kind of fake move to the upside so I can get a better entry point, right? Something like that. If not, it's going to be about chasing that downside, which I really don't want to do. But Meta's clearly weak. It has been for a very long time. And I'll do this real quick. You know what? Let's compare it to Apple. Why not? Just because I think that's the most drastic difference. If you compare Meta to Apple, look at this. I mean, that's just insanity. So there's your Meta. There's your Apple. Look at the difference here. So it's just a clearly underperforming stock. And it just continues lower and lower. So I would look for that continuation. Big time weakness on Meta. All right, Nvidia. Nvidia is another very, very weak stock and continues to be. So this looks like another great potential short opportunity here on Nvidia. Here's what I'll look for. I didn't quite get the retest yesterday. I wanted to get a little bit more upside on Nvidia into that 133.50. So I am looking for a push into 133.50 before I can potentially sell into this. That is what I would like to see. If I can see a push into 133.50, I know there's going to be some tough resistance there. Previous support. I want to see, can I get that push into 133.50, and then can I sell into that move? That would be fantastic. So I'd look for this on Nvidia. You could also just watch the lows. You know, if you can get a break of the lows, you could also get that downside continuation. All right. Same thing for Google, guys. Same exact trade setup, same exact thing. Yes, I am still in my Nvidia Decembers. I am scalping my way out of that loss. You know, I've already covered the loss. So it is what it is, right? We just keep it. I'm just going to keep it there. I've scalped, puts on shorter expirations to cover the full position. So at this point, I'm just going to call it a sunk cost. So we'll see what happens. So why is Nvidia? It's the continued weakness on the chips. Gold. It's just the continued weakness on the chips. They just they talked about banning those exports. I think people just don't like it, and it's just weakness. There's going to be a flip in the semiconductor space. It's going to happen. I'm pretty confident at some point in our future, semiconductors will storm back very strong because semiconductors are everything that we need in our future. All right. So at some point, I think semiconductors do storm back, but right now they are one of the most under pressure sectors right now, unfortunately. So you guys can see Google, same exact trade setup. You have a previous support at around this 106.40. If I go back, you'll see it a little bit better. It's a little bit of a zone. It's not perfect. It's definitely not perfect. A little bit of a zone here. I'm thinking it's around this 106.50, 106 level. That's sort of where I have it marked out. And then you guys can see, look at Google yesterday. So Google just could not break that 106 level. So I would definitely look to either trade I would definitely look to play downside off this 106, or I would look to look for maybe a break and retest of the lows, right? Just like that. So previous support into rejection, right? On Google, 106.50. I would look for rejections off that level, or I would look for the downside continuation. But either way, Google, Nvidia, and Meta are some of the weakest tech stocks out there right now. All right. Some of the weakest tech stocks out there. Airbnb. Big move yesterday on Airbnb. It's an interesting name. I don't trade it often. It is sort of maintaining here. Here's what I just want to point out today. I would just watch out for these previous lows, guys. You have a nice little you have a nice support here. You have a nice previous support here. I would just watch out as you get into this 130, 135. You are creating some nice, uptrend, some nice little cup and handle right here. You guys can see you have your cup, you have your handle, and then you have your continuation. So it's a nice little formation here. You have your uptrend that's formed over the last three months. You can see uptrend test. We tested the uptrend right here, and we bounced very nicely off of it. So I like the Airbnb uptrend. I like this travel strength that we saw. I would just be a little bit cautious of the 130, 135. I would keep an eye on that general zone because that could be where we start to sort of lose it or at least come back to the uptrend. Maybe that's where we start to see another uptrend test around this 130, 135. All right? So watch out for this general area if you are trading Airbnb, if you got any positions from that strength yesterday. I know a few you guys in the chat did, and that's why I wanted to cover this. All right, Apple. Big level on Apple. This is very influential for not only Apple but the entire market, I believe. Also, yesterday, Apple became the highest short interest. I don't know if they classify it as a large cap, or I'm sure it's not the highest short interest out of everything. Maybe it is, but it passed Tesla. Here it is. It's right here. Here's the news. Tesla spent 864 days as Wall Street's biggest short bet. Now it's Apple. A total of more than 18 billion is bet against the iPhone maker, overtaking longtime leader Tesla for the first time since April 2020. So Apple has taken over as the largest short interest, 18.4 billion, which has surpassed Tesla at 17.4 billion. So someone does not want Apple to go higher, and a lot of money of it, a lot of money against it. So largest short interest stock in the market, crazy. So Apple, watch out for 153.50. That's like make or break right there, guys, on Apple. 153.50. You can see support 6 times holding 153.50. That's make or break right there. 4-hour chart, you can clearly see if you break that level, you will get downside continuation. Where can we move down to? I would probably look for this little pivot right here, 152. Previous high into support around 152. All right. So watch out for that 153.50. If that breaks, watch for 152. If you do get upside today, then I would watch the break of 156.50 right here. If you do get the upside break, watch this rejection, 156.50. All right, so a little bit of a range here on Apple, 153.50, 156.50, and then 151.50. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Apple has yet to drop like the others, and that's probably why they're shorting it. But I don't know. Is that a good basis for just going 18 billion in shorts on Apple? Maybe. All right. Solar stocks, Enphase. Where the hell did I just type that? It didn't go. All right. Enphase. Damn. So, yeah, I missed this, guys. I missed this trade. I'll sort of show you. I was watching this right here. I missed it, though, unfortunately. So I said break and retest. Really, my mouse is so messed up sometimes. Really like this break and retest on Enphase. If we see upside off CPI tomorrow, I will likely be looking for open this position. Considered opening it today, but it's too much risk into CPI. However, this will be a major watch for me. This was the break and retest that I was eyeing, right off that 305 level. It looked really good. And the solar stocks were also very strong. So I was watching that, and unfortunately, when you got so many things to look at, sometimes you miss out on, one of your favorite setups, and that definitely was one of them. So big upside on 305 retest here. Very strong hold. You can see previous rejections into support. Big move yesterday on Enphase. I say momentum stays in this stock, right? That's what I would assume. I would say momentum stays in the solar names, and I would look for continuation. So I would look for maybe some entry points. Maybe you look for a retest of this 312, right? Maybe just watch out for that high, that all-time high rejection, 325, right up here. 325. This is probably where I would look for that pullback. You got a beautiful break and retest yesterday. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, that's some clean stuff right there, guys. Look at that break and retest. Tuesday's highs. Look at yesterday's price action. Break, retest. Look at that wick right at 312. That is very nice. So really strong move off and phase. Beautiful break and retest of 312. If you get a pullback to 312, I would look for that as a buy entry. All right. So that's end phase. FSLR is the next one that I've been watching. 4-hour chart, just been sort of grinding. A little bit less liquidity in FSLR. You can clearly see the price action sort of sucks. But FSLR is also another one that has held this retest. Look at this retest right here. All right, beautiful break and retest of 130. If you go to the daily chart, we probably see that a little bit better. And not quite, because the 4-hour chart was probably in the after hours is when it tapped 130. So back on the 4-hour, you can see, yeah, 130 actually tapped on CPI. This was the CPI move. We tapped 130, the previous rejection point, turned it into some great support. So watch out for this 140 level. And then if you get that break, right, look for the same thing, guys, right? Little break, little retest, get your long entry here, all right, and then look for continuation. So FSLR, end phase, solar names. I'm sure there's other ones, but that is what I would be watching there. All right, last one I got for you guys is Coinbase. And Coinbase is interesting because it continues to hold this little gap fill level. So Coinbase, big downside off CPI. Look at where it held. It held that exact Friday low. So you have Friday low here, pullback, Friday low. You can see we held it beautifully in this little gap fill area, and we continued. So keep an eye on this one. It's Coinbase at the end of the day, so I can't have too high of expectations, right? Coinbase is Coinbase. Crypto is crypto. Volatility's there. A little bit of a, questionable name, but that is a nice continuation. It's a nice hold off the gap fill. Look to see if this got any more juice in it. I would just watch this high, 84, 85 area. Potential rejection zone right there. So 75 to 85, look to see what happens here. I would maybe look for one of these, right? One of those as an entry. All right, break and retest. Keep an eye on it, though. It's been, sort of uptrending in the short term. I'll go to Adobe real quick because I don't know exactly what happened this morning. Oh, is it earnings? It's earnings, right? Yeah, that's a nice drop on Adobe, huh? Damn. So Adobe, big drop on earnings. All right, this is what I say, guys. Why not just wait for the continuation on earnings? So now you can play Adobe. You know where it's going. All right, you know it's weak. You know it dropped off earnings, so now we have some insight. Rather than trying to guess what happens on earnings, now we know it's going down, right? And so let's watch out for continuation there. So here's your weekly chart. Let's see, where's some room down below? What are we at? We're at 334. Damn, we're really in there. Yeah, we're down in here. So not much support in this area until around 280. Yeah, I saw they bought that company. So yeah, downside off Adobe earnings, you're around 334. Not much support in here, right? Really not much support in this area until around 280. Let's go to the volume profile real quick. Can't really see it with this. Let's go daily. Let's get more time. Too long. 15 years too long. Let's go 5-year. Yeah, there you go. There it is. All right, so take a look at this on Adobe. So let me clean this up for a second. We're gonna end the stream after this, guys. So we're gonna do Adobe and then we're gonna get out of here because it's getting late. I got to get over to the chat. So show value, no. Point of control, yes. There we go. All right. So you guys can see, right? Valley of price action. All right, you see this big valley? Where's the peak start? Where's the peak start? And where's the point of control? Point of control is down here around 250. The peak starts to get a little heavier back at the, this is what? This is the COVID lows. Yeah, this is COVID lows here, 280. So, yeah, you might be heading there. You might be heading there. Not much price action here to hold up Adobe. Maybe around this right here, around this little peak right here, around 310, 311. But yeah, not much on the volume profile until 280, 260. So watch out for that. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I got to head over to the chat. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. If you want to join the Discord where we trade live every day, make sure to check it out. It's down below. Wathy, I'll do it in the chat for Uber. So if you guys want to join the chat, down below it says trade live with me. If you want to get free technicals on the futures every single morning, make sure to check that out. It says free technicals down below. Completely free, no BS. Just join it. You get it. It's there every day. So yeah, thank you guys. If you guys could take just 1 second, just press that like button, man. I know the like button, asking for the like button is one of the hardest things to ask for, but it's one of the easiest things for you guys to do. Just press that like button. It helps out the channel, helps out the live streams. You guys are the reason why we continue to grow this live stream, so I appreciate that. Press the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Here every single morning. Unless I'm at a bachelor party, unless I'm at a wedding, unless I'm maybe seeing some family, I'm here every single day starting at 8 a.m. Thank you guys again. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace out.